G'day church. I'm standing out here at the back of church and just being reminded of what a beautiful place we live in. But anyway, I'm here today to remind you of the latest COVID updates, and especially since we've had the directions details last Thursday afternoon, very late last Thursday, and how that's going to affect us this upcoming Sunday and in the coming weeks. The main thing is that almost everything we shared last week is wrong in some way, at least from what we heard then ultimately on the Thursday. So the reality is that we can have a maximum of 150 people in any divided space. And so that means we can have 150 people in our main auditorium and then 150 in our hall here, because they're separated by a wall and a closed door. And so that changes things a lot. Not only that, but we don't have to reserve seats and spaces for anyone that volunteers to make our Sunday gathering happening. So that's another 50 odd people that serves every Sunday that don't have to reserve seats. So in the end, we could probably have around 250 to 300 people here with the restrictions, and it doesn't break any government rules. So that's great for us. So if we are changing any way in terms of the amount of people that gather here on a Sunday, it'll be very, very minimal, which is very exciting. So here's the go for this Sunday. If you're going to reserve a seat, you want to reserve a seat for yourself, and it must mean that you are not someone that's going to attend GBC Kids. So if your kids are planning on coming to GBC Kids, you don't want to reserve a seat for them, because they'll be in a separate space starting at 10 o'clock as per usual. So not a GBC kid. Also, if you are volunteering, you do not need to reserve a seat. Did you hear that? It seems that as people bring out lots of details with all these restrictions, and they get this at their work and at their school and here at church and everywhere they go, that it's easy to get lost in all of the details, and maybe our brains just switch off. If you're a volunteer, you do not need to reserve a seat. So we're kind of back to where we started probably last year sometime, when all of these restrictions were in place. So no GBC kids have to register, and no volunteers, only the rest of the people. Another thing that's worth mentioning as I'm touching on GBC kids is that GBC kids, as I said on Sunday, will be back in full flight, if you like. So that's all the way from 2 years old up to year 6/7. If you're in year 7 and you just started high school and you want to join that group, or want to stay there for a little while at least until you settled into youth group, that's totally fine. So we'll have our 5 classes running. So that's 2 to 4 year olds, kindy and pre-primary, year 1 and year 2, year 3 and year 4, and year 5 and year 6/year 7. So that's very exciting news. So parents, come along this Sunday, get the kids signed into GBC Kids from 9:45 and grab your seat. We're excited to be having our gathering pretty much in some way back to normal. Obviously, we still do our contact tracing as is mandatory. Masks are mandatory, and so all the usual stuff. But anyway, hopefully that's good news to you as it is to us, and we'll see more people here on Sunday, and it's very exciting for us as we continue our series in Matthew, and as we lead up to Easter. Hopefully these things will stay as is, that many people that might not come to church normally would come, and people who don't know Jesus will hear about him. Just one last thing, as you go and click on the reserve a seat button in our weekly email, you will notice that there's 135 seats. I've just said to you there's 150. Well, we want to leave 15 seats for people who will come in, who don't know Jesus, newcomers, who don't get our announcements, who don't get our email, and they just rock up, maybe out of desperation, or maybe just looking for a new church, whatever it may be. We want to leave some seats for them. So 135 out of the 150 will be open to be reserved. No GBC kids, no volunteers, and GBC Kids is back in full swing this week. That's it for me for today, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Have a blessed week and a great day. God bless.